unite against AIDS is truly a global initiative.
奧巴馬同小布殊兩位美國前任同後任總統都響世界愛滋病日呢一日發表咗講話。
This is a global fight, and it's one that America must continue to lead.
We're a blessed nation in the United States of America, and I believe we are required to support effective programs that save lives.
美國1981年首次發現愛滋病嘅病例，根據美國衛生部嘅統計，從1981年到現時，全美國總共係有170萬人感染咗 HIV 病毒，其中有61萬人死亡，仲有110萬人係生存到而家。
Each patient, the cost of the drugs are around $10,000 a year, and a lot of people can't afford that, obviously. So that's why they have to rely on the federal government for help. We are, in the threat of cutting prevention. Also the same with drugs. There's a wait list for drugs, AIDS drugs, in the United States right now of almost 7,000 people. That's unconscionable. Here we are providing drugs to people around the country, and we have a wait list for medications in our own country. Now, the other development we're finding in the United States is more and more cases are happening in the South and in the Southeast. And that's more conservative. These are the Republican states, and they're less apt to talk about.
美國疾病控制預防中心響2009年統計，全美國平均每10萬人當中有112000人有愛滋病，但係響首都華盛頓就平均每10萬人當中就係有119.8人患病，係全國平均嘅10倍。2010年，華盛頓嘅3.2%嘅成人以及青少年感染咗 HIV 病毒。世界衛生組織就規定，超過1%嘅感染率就被視為係傳染病。
I run the HIV program here, including our Safer Sex campaign, our monthly testing, and the other programs that we offer, such as monthly events and events centering around HIV/AIDS prevention. Washington, D.C. is very good about doing what it needs to approach this issue. I think there's a lot of community organizations. We have great organizations like Whitman Walker, who we work with to provide HIV testing. Our Safer Sex campaign is pretty well known. People usually see the condoms that we give out at our local bars, and I think that people are happy to participate in these things. I know people living with HIV it's the same as looking into a mirror. So I don't think that it's difficult to sort of separate yourself from someone that's living with HIV because they're a part of our community. We're part of them. We're all very interconnected. Socially, we've moved past excessive fear of people that are living with HIV. We have all become a little bit more educated and knowledgeable about how it affects individuals and communities. I think that we can only move forward, and I think that's an important step for us.
We see more. You can actually talk to one of our folks on the inside and let you know, but we see an increase. We definitely see an increase. We see an increase daily. We do a lot of testing, a lot of counseling.
It's a gay issue first or an AIDS issue first?
Definitely an AIDS issue first. It's not, or HIV issue. It's not. It has nothing to do with the gender or sexual orientation at all.
It's definitely a social issue.
In what ways?
In the sense of sex education, the availability of contraceptives and things of that nature. People are properly educated on how to protect themselves. I grew up in the South and in the church and was basically just told not to have sex. And that doesn't stop you from anything. Everybody's going to do it at some point or another. So I think you need to be prepared, by your parents and by the schools and by your churches if you go to church or whatever religion you may follow. I think instead of teaching abstinence, that's a good policy, but it doesn't work. Oh, absolutely. I get tested. Yeah.
You get tested?
Of course.
How often do you get tested?
Once every couple of years, I'd say. It was, just for peace of mind. I think everyone should get tested. Yeah. It's not even a question.
Education, and particularly through condom use, and the fact that we still have AIDS as a pandemic when it's so treatable, I guess it's a display on where our priorities are. Sex as a topic is just a little hushed and repressed, even though it's in the media everywhere. Day-to-day conversations, it's kind of on the low. So maybe if we were more open, I don't know. I shouldn't get into details because this is on camera.
But the good thing is they really talk about that with you.
Yeah, of course. I mean, my parents have to be. Like, they have to, because where else am I going to learn it, I suppose. School, yeah. Though, school's kind of iffy. I would say that more of the knowledge came from friends and parents.
Are we gay? You're from a religious organization. How do you see this?
Don't really see it one way or the other how people have received an illness. Through no fault of their own, people are born black, white, red, yellow, tall, whatever. You contract diseases through germs. It could be fevers or whatever. People contract illnesses in different ways.
If you have the authority to advise administration, what is the first priority to deal with this disease at this point?
What's the first priority?
In your agenda, yes.
Well, definitely early education.
I think because homosexuality is still, it's still not widely completely accepted, and people are afraid you might be gay too, and so just being afraid is a parameter of how we feel about it. So it's a shame, it's a shame, but I'm a Roman Catholic, and so I have very strong views on it, but I'm all for a cure.
We're in very bad economy now, but do you think it's fair that we spend our tax money on AIDS research and on free medication for AIDS patients?
Yes, I do. I think they need it just as hungry people need it. Right. So I don't find any problem with it.
But we're in very bad economy now. As a taxpayer, are you willing to spend your tax money on AIDS?
Of course. For that reason, we can pay for the tax. No problem. Because people are suffering not only here, everywhere.
Do you have friends living with AIDS?
No. I don't have no friend or no relative, no age. No age. Thanks to God.
Do you think it's a good thing to talk about it? Because some people are afraid of talking about it.
No, you should talk about it, because people, like I said, people are suffering, those people, they need our help, everybody's help, especially the president. He should address that issue, not only here, to the whole world.